We are back at Moserland here in New York City, and I am sitting down with a pretty incredible collector, Tim Mancuso. We're going to talk about his watch collection. This is a part of your watch collection, but I do want to thank Moser for hosting us here today. This has been a really great space, and obviously it is a appointment-only venue, so if you do want to visit, definitely make an appointment. But Tim, thank you so much for
Thanks for having me, man. Thank Moser for having me. Thank you for having me. Very cool.
This is incredible, and we were just literally looking at your watches right before this, and basically everybody's oogling over them. So let's get right into it. We're going to start with the Moser because we're here. Is there anything you want to talk about besides the watches that you want to bring up?
We'll get to it, man. Let's
okay, all right. So we're going to start with the first watch on the table on my side here. It's a Moser. This is a cool, mega cool blue.
Don't disparage it.
Yes,
it's mega cool,
mega
not just cool. So I think this is like the quintessential Moser when you think of Moser. It's fun. It is out there, it's ostentatious, it's crazy. This actually though isn't mine, this is my wife's. Okay. So I stole her watch with it. It was supposed to be ours, we were gonna share it, but she threw it on the short strap, but I had to bring it because this basically exemplifies what Moser is. It's fun, it's still high horology, it can jump in the pool, it can go with you, and it just basically evokes passion and energy. It's a fun watch. You can't have a bad time when you're wearing this watch. 42.8 millimeters, but it wears, in my opinion, more like a 41. The stainless steel really pops. The dial hits the light and it blings.
120 meters of water.
120 meters.
We were saying this is basically the best everyday watch.
It's an everyday watch. That is a daily wear. And I've heard people say it's not a daily wear, it's a special occasion. Wear it every day, man. You can wear that anywhere you want to go. You can travel in it. You can have fun with it. It's got great lume on the hand, so you can see it at night. Yep. I mean, it's just an awesome watch. And obviously unisex, my wife wears it.
I mean, value, when you're considering the Moser family, great value as well.
Unbelievable, yes. It's your entry point watch. Right. To get an entry point watch of that caliber, very few brands can offer anything like that.
Speaking about sort of entry level, but not really entry level at the same time, we have two watches on here.
Yes.
I think looks at home at this.
It does.
With these incredible other watches on this table, these sort of look at home.
They punch above their weight. To use the boxing reference, they punch above their weight.
Yes.
They are at home with high horology watches. They invoke the same kind of passion and curiosity, in my opinion, and they're just fun. Again, fun watches, man. Yep. Watches are about having fun.
We're talking about, of course, the Bel Canto, hour chiming watch.
Yep.
Grade 5 titanium case.
Yep.
Grade 2 titanium bracelet. Automatic, has a Sellita SW200. Yep. What a beautiful dial made by some hot horology houses that supply some of the parts.
Again, I challenge anyone to find any kind of a watch with a complication such as this for under $5,000. To get a chiming watch for under $5,000 is absolutely incredible. The skeletonized, basically whole movement right in front of you. You can watch the chime power up as the hour goes by before it releases. You can turn it off if you're going to sleep so it doesn't wake you up. Yep. The titanium's light, but it's obviously durable as can be. Great bracelet, made amazingly. It's a Sellita movement, but it's still just something that makes you smile every time you look at it.
And the purple dials.
Purple dial blings, baby.
One of the best.
Absolutely, it's fun. Now, so I was a little hesitant at first. I'm like, oh, purple dial, am I a purple dial guy? Yeah, I'm a purple dial guy. Yeah. Apparently I am.
This is the aventurine mood. This is sort of a new release in the last year.
Yeah, it's more aventurine than any other aventurine you're gonna find out there. Yep. Like it just feels like it basically is aventurine.
Yeah, this is a really interesting design because what they tried to do here is give you all aventurine, even the moon phases aventurine. That photorealistic moon is loomed. That's the only loomed portion on this. Again, you're getting a very similar, there's a similar module that they're using. It's sort of a hot horology module that they're using. However, it's based on a Sellita SW200.
Exactly, and I call these the samurai hands. They look like basically swords that go by, very precise, very beautiful, and it allows the aventurine to be the star of the show, right? Like you're not trying to detract from that. Even though the moon is full lume, the aventurine is what you're looking at there. Yeah. And again, two different watches, two completely different bracelets. And I own the 12 as well. A third different bracelet. And the amazing part is they're both great. They're like amazing. Grip the hand, completely different. Christopher Ward is an underrated brand. I know it's catching on, it's on internet fire, but to the average regular watch collector, I don't think they're aware of them as much. And in the US, unfortunately, they're not as big as I would say they are over in Europe, especially in Great Britain. So I think Christopher Ward's got nowhere to go but up and up and up.
Yep, absolutely, I agree. And moving from that into something incredible, something that no one has ever seen.
A few people have seen it, but
a few people have seen it, obviously, but yes, I'm saying this is something that no one else owns.
No,
right?
They better not. Otherwise, I have a problem with this lovely company called Moser. They're in violation of their contract. No, I'm kidding. So this is a custom piece, a one of one. It's called the Asteroid. I've talked about it before on, with a bunch of people. I've brought it to some watch events. I daily wear this watch. This watch gets wrist time. This is not a safe queen. Full stop. Don't believe in safe queens. There's nothing wrong with it if you do it, but I wear all of my watches. They come with me on adventures. I travel a lot. I think watches should be worn. So I was already a Moser collector, but I really got into it, and I was offered the unique opportunity to do a custom piece, and I went full custom with it. So I designed it in coordination with Claudio, the president of Moser North America.
He points over there.
Yeah, I point over there. Claudio's behind us. But he was obviously amazing with it. The whole team was. I've never done the diamond blingy piece, but this one, believe it or not, is toned as you're gonna get. So it's black diamonds, black diamond indices, and to my knowledge, it's a meteorite dial. Moser doesn't do meteorite, so they had to buy a meteorite. I believe it is the only meteorite dial in the world with gemstones attached, not just Moser. I'm not aware of any black diamond, regular diamond bezels. Bezel fully rotates, so we'll get shots of that. But it's really great. I had to throw in the flying tourbillon. I have the leaf hands on there, and it is stainless steel. And this thing is water resistant to 110 meters. So swim in it, jump in it, do whatever you want. Micro adjustments on the bracelet. The stainless steel, I want it for the daily wear. High grade, so it's not really scratching. Beveled edging on the case is amazing. It's a really special piece. It truly is unique. It's
absolute incredible piece.
A one of one.
Just the rotating bezel alone.
Yeah, the rotating bezel is great.
The fact that you did it in sort of like a day night, like a darkened light.
And if you ever want to turn it down, let's say it's on the wrist and you have a long sleeve on, all you do, turn the black diamonds to the outside, and you have basically a conservative watch.
Right.
And I don't think it's actually that crazy and over the top. It is a watch that I think high horology fans can love because, as you can see, the flying tourbillon completely see-through. You get the great view of the movement. You get to see the beating heart of this watch. It's awesome.
And you decided not to have the dial signed.
No, the dial's not signed. The only evidence you'll find of Moser would be on the back and a little M and a little M on the crown. That's it.
Speaking of interesting watches, the watch is on your wrist.
Yeah, wrist check. We're going to do a wrist check.
Yeah. So I have a Moser on, obviously, again, not my Moser. This is a 40 millimeter tourbillon and obviously not my watch, but this is a flying tourbillon. Look at that.
It's the Arctic, man. It's beautiful. Man. I mean, dial. On the rubber, it's sick. Sick watch.
Fits. It's so comfortable.
I have this watch minus the tourbillon. So I have just the 40 millimeter time only.
Yeah, that's a gorgeous
watch. It's great. It's a daily wear on another day. So this is all right. So I'm going down the UN path. This is the new Freak One, 44 millimeters, but it wears, in my opinion, like a 42. I have other 42s on the table. More in line with the original Freak. It's crownless. So it's the, you pop here to wind, or excuse me, you pop here to set the time, wind on the back. The power reserve's great. It's on a rubber strap, deployant buckle. So it's easy to adjust if you're, traveling, you're swollen up on an airplane, really easy to go, but I just get lost staring at it. I mean, watching that balance wheel go back and forth, I call it watching time go by.
Yeah, they were one of the first to do something just crazy. When the Freak came out, that was...
So I believe, in my opinion, give or take the spring drive, which I think is number 2, I think it's the most important horological advancement in the last 25 years.
It's an incredible watch.
I mean,
this is in titanium, did you say?
Yeah, it's titanium. And so it's gold up top, but the case is titanium.
Speaking about underrepresented, something that is maybe not underrepresented.
My shrinking violet, yes.
So this is probably, so as you guys know, I'm a fan of Rolex. I love Rolex. I respect Rolex. I don't own any Rolex. However, I definitely can appreciate, and this is just a beast. And it is a beautiful, beautiful watch. This is the Oyster Flex, super comfortable. And just tell us about it. And
so nicknamed Paul Newman Daytona, I would say it's the closest thing to it. You got the matte black, you got the gold. I love the Oyster Flex. I think Rolex makes 3 of the best bracelets in the world: the Oyster Flex, the Jubilee, and the Oyster. It's ridiculously comfortable. I wanted something that was special, and I wanted something that I daily wear. And I do daily wear this watch. There's scratches all over it. You can see, I kind of beat the crap out of it, right? A lot of people I know have these watches, and this is more of a status symbol or whatever. I appreciate Rolex for what Rolex does. They make amazing, durable sports watches. Whether you like them or not, they are part of horology. They are the most important brand in the watch industry. I recognize that fact, and I love this watch. When I go 2 weeks without wearing it, I get like a little bit of withdrawal, like I'll have to pop it on, and it's amazing. It has the red outlines. I'm a red accent guy. I like red on watches, but just subtle, just a little bit. So it has that special feeling, and I'm sorry, man, I love the Crown. I'm a Rolex fan. I admit it. I love them. I love them for what they are. They are the backbone of the watch industry. And I think it gets a bad reputation because some people want certain models and you can't get it. I didn't get this model day one. I didn't ask for this model day one. This is part of having a horological journey, right? This is about being into watches. And if you want it day one, you can go buy this on the gray market and have a great time. But I enjoy Rolexes for what they are. I think they are truly the most important brand in watches, and I think people just lie if they say they're not. But it doesn't mean you have to have it. But this one's special.
And you know, it's something about the combination of black and gold, like the watch that's on your
It just goes, right? Not to say it's kind of badass,
works.
like not to be the badass, but it works.
It works.
Black and gold works. It pops, but yet it remains subtle. So you can take this in a button up, and you obviously can throw this on a t-shirt. And I do both, and it works. It just evokes what I think the watch should. And it's got that race car vibe feel with the red. It's got a little bit of a little bit of that Paul Newman.
It's cool. I would love to own one day.
It's a cool watch.
You know, the 5711 is not this watch.
No, this is the 5811.
5811 is completely different because it feels like a really different watch in every angle.
They did
tell us about it because
I'm not going to go down the complete Patek thing, but you know, Thierry Stern basically, in my opinion, didn't want to be known as the Nautilus company. So he basically said, we're going to change that. And they did. I know to the average person, this looks the same. It is a completely different case. It's 2 parts, not 3. It's 41 millimeters, not 40. Frame around the date window. The bracelet is completely different than the tapering. It's a completely new clasp. It has micro adjustments on the actual end that are really cool, sick button, but these are simple things. And it has a feel, like you said, it doesn't feel like any other 5711 you will ever get. No. Because it's white gold, it has that heft to the wrist, it has presence. The dial is a different color. It goes back to the original Gerald Genta, the blue is different. So it, in my opinion, has that 1970s feel. The frame around the date window does make a huge difference. I know it's subtle, but that's what this watch is about.
1970s look, but not feel.
Exactly. 1970s look.
It feels like the 5711 felt 57.
Exactly. So it looks like the original, but it feels different. It feels special. And obviously being a precious metal, it's gonna scratch, right? So you're gonna tell that you wear this watch, and I wear this watch. I have worn this watch literally swimming. It's 110 meters water resistant, screw down crown. I tested it. Like I was with Edward, little shout out to Moser here, and he saw, and I was jumping off boats with this watch like a maniac because I am gonna use this watch the way they say it's intended. It's a daily wearing, 110 meter water resistant watch that you should be able to use. Let's find out. And so far this watch has not only not let me down, it's awesome. And I feel like, again, I know hype, but this is different. This is very special. Obviously, it is not an easy piece to get, but it is a piece that I finally decided I was gonna pull the trigger and go this way, and I love it. So
awesome.
I was very, very lucky with my AD. I have a great AD, great relationship, but you know, it's one of those watches that I think I do it justice by doing what it's intended to do, and that's to be worn.
You have a Seamaster Professional 300, black ceramic bezel, black ceramic dial, helium escape. Tell us about this.
So this, I know maybe people won't believe this, this is my most important watch on this whole table. So out of all the ones here, this has the most sentimental value. Probably the one that's been daily worn the most. I've had it the longest. I took this watch to Everest with me when I was climbing Everest. I took this watch to the Congo with me. I have had this watch in the Sahara Desert. This is my go-to everyday rock out with this watch. I love the rubber. I love the 42 millimeter case size. A lot of people hate the helium escapement valve. I think it's great. I think it gives it character. I think it's quirky. Have I used it for the helium escapement purpose? God, no. No, I don't dive with this watch. I swim with it, I jump with it, I run with it. For a watch that is now 3 years old and has been worn 500 times, look at how it's held up. Look at the bezel, look at the case, look at the rubber. It's amazing.
Well, ceramic's
amazing, but it also has that special shine. I love the dial again, and all of the little idiosyncrasies that people get mad at the Seamaster for, I love. I love the helium escapement valve. I love that it's on rubber, that it's not on a traditional bracelet. I love that it's a display case back, which adds a little bit of size, and it gives it the thicker feel. It's not a hockey puck, but it's also not a dainty little watch. It's a real watch that I think every watch collector should own an Omega. And obviously the Speedy's usually the go-to. Speedy's awesome, right? Went to the moon. But this, to me, in my opinion, is the most underlooked model for Omega and maybe in all the watches. I know the Submariner's out there, and I know people love the Submariner. I have never owned a Submariner, and I never will, and it's this watch's fault. I put them on, they're great. Sorry, I'm Seamaster all day. To me, it is one of the greatest watches ever made, full stop.
So like I was saying before, the cherry on top.
Yeah, cherry on top.
So this is the final watch here. That obviously not the final watch of your collection. You have,
no.
You have a
I'm
big
a psychopath.
collection.
I'm a psychopath.
Maybe we could do this again in the future. But
I have an addiction.
the cherry on top here, we have another Moser, and this is an Endeavour.
Yep.
Please.
So this is a 1 of 20 white gold case, flying tourbillon. This is what inspired me to put the flying tourbillon in the Asteroid. When you look at it, you get lost. You literally can see your reflection. Obviously, the crystal pops. But with those blue hands and that red dial, that fume, to me, it evokes what Moser is. Moser is a company that's pushing boundaries. It's making watches that really don't resemble anything else, but they're doing it in a high horological way. Obviously, being in the white gold has that same heft to it. Display case back, the back of the movement's beautiful. The strap is great. It's obviously leather, but with the buckle, it makes it really, really nice. So you can put it on, but this is definitely not a daily wear. Out of everything on the table, this gets, I'm not gonna lie, the least wrist time, but I do that on purpose. I want this to feel special. I want when I put this on to take me back to that first journey with Moser. This is what sent me down the path. I know red might not be for everybody. I know there's a particular person at Moser who doesn't think it's the greatest, but he's wrong. It's a great watch. Like, I love this watch. I love what it is. Again, no branding, simple M on the crown. You got to look at the back to basically see that it's a Moser. And another conversation starter. Anybody at any watch event is going to see this and they're going to want to know about it. So out of every watch on the table, this and maybe the 5811 have the most important feel on the wrist. Obviously the Asteroid, that's totally different. This has that special, I have a piece of time making that's just a timepiece making that's unique, and it really evokes a sense of joy. You get happy. That's what watches are about. If you're not smiling when you're wearing them, I think you're doing it wrong. So this piece, it just warms my heart. I love that, by the way, the cherry on the top.
It's incredible. Definitely a special watch. Yeah. I can see how you wouldn't want to wear it every single day, but
I don't.
I mean, looking at the watches that you have, it would be very difficult to choose what watch to wear every day. Anyway, so
it stays on a watch winder. Literally, I don't put it away, so it stays time. Keeps the time. But this is not an everyday watch. Generally, it's more of a formal thing. I'm going to a nice dinner. I want to feel something cool. Obviously, it goes to Moser events, but for the most part, that is the watch that I pull out when I want to remember walking into the boutique, getting this piece, and going down the Moser journey. And I'm so happy I did, because without this watch, none of these other Mosers and some of the other ones on the table, they're not here.
A little bit of a devil color too.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of a bad boy.
Yeah, the cherry on top on your collection.
Cherry on top's the nice way of saying it.
Tim, thank you so much.
Chris, man, awesome, dude.
I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate Moser, obviously, hosting us here, but Tim, for you bringing these incredible watches here and showing it to us and presenting this, incredible collection to us. And of course, just having such a wide array and just basically every watch on this table being special in one way or another. Very much appreciate you showing it and sharing it with us.
Thank you so much, man. I love to share my watches. I love to go to events. I love to meet collectors. I love to meet people that have enthusiasm for the watch industry. And Chris, you're doing it to the max, man. So
thank you.
Really appreciate being here, man. Seriously.
Thank you.
Awesome, man.
Thank you so much.
I'll be back, dude. Just invite me back. I'll come back.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. I don't know why I said bye-bye. I don't know why I've done that
before. Bye-bye,
I have to edit that out every time. And I'm like, bye-bye.
If you would have
said getting off the phone.
If you would have said